Okay, now the fun begins. How much have you done with your visualizer? How much internalizing have you done? You'll find that after a couple of days, you become comfortable with the thought of what I'm asking you to do. Good breath, relaxed, good sound, visualizer. This is what it feels like to play, even though it's completely removed from the way you've been playing. I need to tell you that there's a picture just up over my shoulder here that was taken over 15 years ago when I was on tour, and I ran into Bobby Shue luckily, and I said, Bobby, I think I've got a lot of problems with my playing. And after 1 hour lesson with him, I walked away going, yes, I've got a lot of problems with my playing. He was right, and he was amazing that day. What he demonstrated and the information that he told me was so far removed from anything that I'd ever heard, that set me on a path to going, what is this all about? I've always been taught to buzz my lips. Bobby says, spit rice. Find your airstream. It's like that whole concept of going to play just confused, or it didn't confuse me. It made perfect sense, but it was so different to what I'd been taught all of my life. So that kind of set me on a path to reading many different methods. Plus, before I'd met him, I'd read methods and lead with the air. The lips respond to airflow. All these thoughts, all these things that air players were talking about. All of a sudden, air. And I used to say, I'm a chop player, I'm a tight player, and I'm tense. And people will say, Greg, you sound great, don't worry about it. Well, that, to me, I don't sound like Doc Severinsen or Maynard Ferguson or Bill Chase or the Maurice Andres of this world. And so there's something going wrong. And anyway, so a lot of study, a lot of internalizing, a lot of practice, a lot more study, and it starts to make sense. So what I'm getting you to do, although it may be slightly challenging, go with it, just experience it. I'm not changing the way that you play and everything about it. I'm developing sensations as to freedom, flexibility, sound, all these sorts of things that you will incorporate over time into your regular playing. Now, to start on this path, you've done the visualizer, I hope, a lot of it. Then we place the mouthpiece on the same spot. And that's why I'm getting you to close your eyes. I'll save you 18 months in my journey. I was spending a lot of time using the visualizer, using the wind stick, practicing my breathing and singing and doing all these things. It made sense to me, but when I was playing, I wasn't getting the results that I felt like I should have been getting. So one day I actually had enough, grabbed the visualizer, grabbed the mouthpiece, grabbed the piano, sat there and sang for ages. And then then I went to play a note and it felt different. So I've gone, okay, shut your eyes, feel where the lead pipe is, where the visualizer is. Now place the mouthpiece with the instrument in exactly the same spot. And when I did that, I realized after about 18 months that I had been placing the mouthpiece and the instrument the same place I always had been playing. Not even close to where the visualizer practice I was doing felt. It was different. I didn't realize it because I was thinking of other things. I wasn't focusing on the feeling on the lips. When I did put the mouthpiece with the instrument on my lips where the visualizer had been, my instant reaction was, there is no way in the world I can play a note like this. No chance. But based on theory, all the books I'm reading, airflow, air pressure, elasticity of the lip, vibration, atmospheric pressure, this must work. It should feel the same. I know the sound's coming from the body. This must work. So based on theory, even though it felt strange, I put the instrument on, released air, and this note just went bang. Okay, put the instrument down, go and have a coffee a coffee moment and think about that. Think about what just happened. Internalize the feeling. It will happen for you. And once you've had that experience, then you'll notice how much extra tension you might be putting into your body. So this is just a way of cleaning out any junk that might be just hidden away that you don't recognize. I don't want you to buzz the mouthpiece, that's for sure. If it buzzes, that's fine. I'm not anti-mouthpiece buzzing. I'm just concerned about the way that people pinch their lips to do this. So we're going to place the visualizer as we did. Feel it on the lips. Now you're not trying to play it. It's different to the way that you play, or it might be the same. Close your eyes. It's still the visualizer. So as I'm bringing it to my lips, it's still the visualizer. All I want you to do is get the air through the mouthpiece. Now, I had an interesting email recently. A saxophone player friend of mine from Queensland. How are you, Brian? He said to me he started to lick his lips because he hadn't done it, and Adam Rapper said, you're not licking your lips, you're playing on dry lips. Now, I know people that play on dry lips, but I figured naively that people instantly lick their lips. Now, try it out if you're trying to play dry, and like I tend to naturally just, before I play, I can feel the tongue just moisten the lip a little bit. It's subconscious, I don't have to think about doing it. And when Brian started doing this, he felt an amazing difference straight away. So just keep that in mind. Full, complete breath. Release. Don't try and buzz. Get the sensation, get the feeling in the body, get the sound out in the air, the resonant air. Don't try and push it. Don't try and force it. We're not trying to play a note. We're not trying to play the instrument. We're developing and reprogramming a new sensation. Visualizer. Copy the feeling. Now, for some of you, it might feel comfortable. Some of you, it might feel terrible. Just experiment, okay? That's the mouthpiece placement.